human race could be extinct tomorrow. There are several things that could cause this. There's plagues, there's epidemics, there's nuclear war, there's global warming, but there's one major issue that's preventable and calculatable, and that is asteroids. I believe the U.S. government needs to push more money and more funding and more awareness into the planetary asteroid defense. We need to be the guiders of the world in making sure that this happens. I've been interested in asteroids for a long time, ever since I was a kid, and recently I've been doing a lot of research on them ever since the Russian meteorite explosion. There seems to be a lot of meteorites in the news these days. Now the danger is obvious. Two major extinctions have been caused, presumably by asteroids. The first one being the end of the dinosaurs, which was the Cretaceous or Paleogean extinction event. This was caused by an asteroid striking off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. It's called the Chicxulub crater, and it led to the demise of the dinosaurs. Now, there was an extinction before that, and that was the Permian-Triassic extinction event. Now, this one, they're not 100% sure what caused it, but they've recently found a meteor impact crater in Antarctica that is 300 miles wide. That's over twice the diameter of the Chicxulub crater size. So they're thinking that this caused 96% of marine life to become extinct and 70% of terrestrial life became extinct. Now, Earth resides in a virtual shooting gallery in the solar system. There's an estimated 20,500 different asteroids greater than 100 yards wide. And the Earth has been hit several times. 50,000 years ago, the United States, before obviously it was the United States, got hit by a meteor at Meteor Crater in Arizona. Left a mile-wide crater. Obviously it was out in the desert and it wasn't inhabited, but if that were to happen today into a major city, that would cause enormous amounts of life loss. Now in 1908 in Russia, there was an explosion of a comet over a vast Siberian forest that leveled 862 square miles of forest land, destroying over 80 million trees. Now again, if that were to happen over a populated city, the death toll would be much different. There's no known casualties for that event. On February 15th, 2013, it was a big day for astronomy. First, the whole world was watching for asteroid in anticipation of asteroid 2012 DA14, which was about 150 feet across and came within 17,000 miles of the Earth's surface. And that's closer than some geostationary satellites that we have. Now, while everybody was looking at the skies waiting for this asteroid to swing by, this happened over Russia. This meteorite was about 50 feet wide and exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia, injuring over 1,000 people, mostly from broken glass. Now, events like this can happen anytime, and the scariest part about this is that this meteor was not predicted by anybody. Nobody knew it was coming. Everybody was looking for the 2012 DA14 asteroid, and we were caught totally off guard by this asteroid on the very same day. So obviously this raised emotions, this raised tensions with people that obviously don't want to see the world ending. So what are we going to do to prevent something like this happening again? Well, what we have in place right now, NASA has the Near-Earth Orbit program that looks out for any asteroids that come within a certain distance of the Earth and pose a potential threat to us. It monitors asteroids and has found 9,797 different asteroids in the Earth's neighborhood through its path through the solar system. And 861 of those were larger than 1 kilometer in diameter. Now, any asteroid that's greater than 10 kilometers is considered an extinction level event, and that obviously means that it can cause global extinction. Also, the Near-Earth Orbit program that NASA sponsors plans on sending a manned mission to an asteroid just to see that if there's something we can do to push it out of the way or find out its chemical composition, mineral composition. NASA also controls the Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, which also searches for asteroids, and it's a satellite that surveys a large area of our solar system, keeping an eye out for events like this. The WISE spacecraft suggested that there were more than 20,000 asteroids greater than 100 yards in Earth's neighborhood, and we've only found 9,797 of them. That means that there's potentially 10,000 or more different asteroids that are a global threat to us that we have not found yet. Now, a lot of this falls on the back of amateur astronomers. In fact, the 2012 DA-14 asteroid was actually discovered by a group of amateur astronomers in the south of Spain that was led by a dental surgeon. So we have NASA, we have billions of dollars that we put into the space industry. We shouldn't be relying on amateurs to, look out for the safety of our planet. And we only had 1 year from the time that it was discovered till the time that it passed within 17,000 miles of the Earth. So what can we do to help prevent such an event in the future? First, the U.S. should lead the way to create an international program of different observatories and satellites that monitor asteroids in our universe or in our solar system that could potentially be a threat to the United States or to the world. There's a private group in California that's actually sending up a satellite next year, or in 2017, that is going to be trying to make a survey of every different asteroid in the area. This costs $450 million, which seems like a lot, but according to the Huffington Post, in 2011, the U.S. spent $695.7 billion on national defense. Now, if we only put in $1 billion of that towards planetary defense, and the other G8 or G10 nations put in the same, we'd be in good shape in the future. So, what are we going to do if we find one? Well, like I mentioned before, we'd have to develop some sort of system to push or nudge the meteorite out of the way. Now, if it's 100 million miles away from here, and you move it 1/10 of a degree, then it will miss the Earth by a large margin. So, what we need to do is create this program. We have to create the spacecraft, and we have to test it on asteroids that aren't yet a threat, so that when we have this 1 year notice of this newly discovered asteroid, then we'll be able to put the spacecraft off and safely push the asteroid out of the way. If we're just waiting until we discover it, then it may be too late. So, in conclusions, asteroids are the biggest potential for global extermination of the human species, and it's something that we need to deal with, and I believe the United States needs to be the main goal setter for this program. We can't just continue to wait and pretend like it will never happen to us. All right, thank you.